Welcome to Workout by AC. Welcome to this sprinting interval training session where we are going to go for a warm-up. Then we have 5 different kind non-repeat sprint where we work for 30 seconds and 2 minutes full recovery in between. When we're done that, we are going to continue with some glute work, some lower body work, and you're going to bring either a band like this, and you can also use a band like this, all depending on what you have. It's of course possible to do the body weight session at the end, the glute work with no equipment at all. So if you don't have a band, don't worry about it, you can still do the exercises. So you're gonna bring the band, good shoes and exercise mat, and just a smile on your face, and then we're ready to do this one where we're gonna do the warm-up, the sprint with the 30 seconds and the 2 minutes in between, 5 rounds, non-repeat, and then we're gonna continue with the work of our glute and lower body area. Stretching at the end, and then you complete it, and we're going to do that within 30 minutes. So go and get your equipment, and you are ready, maybe a bottle of water. Do remember the good shoes for the jumping part, and my timer is just gonna go along, and we are just gonna follow along, and I will guide you as good as I can, pushing yourself to the best possible. So welcome to Workout by AC. If you have the band like this, we are going to use that for the warm-up, and if not, you're just going to do the same without. You're just going to fold it, all depending on the length of it, and you're just going to lie it out. So we're going to start out by tapping over the band here, and you can just do it without the band if you don't have one, and bring your arms back. Then we're going to move forward here, stepping forward and bouncing back again over that band. So it kind of makes it a little bit more visual when we have something to jump over. So bringing arms back and inhaling and exhaling, getting forward again, and go back, lifting over, and we are just gonna turn it over here. So we're gonna run right leg, run over the band, and you can just do that without the band if you don't have one. Moving your arms forward and back, try not to touch the band, and go for 4 and 3, 2, and opposite leg. Just a slight jogging here on the spot. Of course, you can walk over and back if that's better for you. So let's go for 4, 3, 2, and back to center, jumping over. Bring yourself forward and back again, twisting, jumping over. One more round over the band. Yes, and back again. Now we're gonna turn to the side. Right leg over, 2, 3, or walk it over instead. 4, 5, 6, 7, and opposite leg. Yep, 2, 3, 4. Keep your arms moving, engaging your core, your pelvic floor, and a final 1. Grab that band and get into center here. Straighten your arms, pulling back, twisting, warming up. So not exhaust yourself in that warm up. Bring it back, just making the rotation. Pushing forward, pushing opposite arm. Look back so you're mobilizing your neck as well. Make sure keep being able to look over your shoulder as you put your car into reverse. And bring it back center. 2 more on each side, and 1 more on each. Yes, we're gonna go for some 8 lying down, infinity sign here, twisting over and just slight of a bend and straightening opposite leg. And you can just do this with no band if you don't have one. Engaging your core, tighten your band for 8, over, and 7, twisting, turning your upper body as well. Halfway, 4, chin in, engaging your pelvic floor, your core, and 2 more in front, to the side, in front, and to the side. Yes, we're gonna bring that band right over, and knee is coming up with no flexion in your lower back. So keep the straight position here, up, shoulders down, moving up. At the top, you're just gonna pull the band a little bit out to the side. So you're feeling an engagement around your shoulder blade, pushing out, down, pushing. Yes. Go for 4 more on each, pushing it out. Up we go. Still stay good contact with your lower back, and 2 more on each side. Bring it out, and 1 more on each, pushing, and stay up here, pulling it back. And now we're gonna go up on our toes. Ooh, back again, up, straightening, bending, up on toes, engaging your calf muscle. 8, keep going. 7, up we go. 6, keep your chin in. Feel it in your back muscle. Let's go for another 4 and 3, up on our toes. 2 and final 1. Just going from side to side, engaging your core, bending and straightening up again. Keep your arms in a nice and straight position if possible. 4 more, 4 and 3, chin is in. 2 more on each side, leaning from side to the opposite, and 1 more on each. Bring it back, yes. Loosening up, and you can put the band a bit out to the side, because we are gonna go for that. Yeah, you might want to get some water, but else we're gonna go for that first 30 seconds of a sprint. So we're gonna go for high knees, and we're gonna go up here, and we're gonna go out to the side, and we're gonna go into center. So opening up and into center, and we're gonna do that for 30 seconds. 2 minutes full recovery. Then we're gonna go for a new exercise all the way down, completing 5 different kind of sprints here before we go for that glute work with the band at the end. So a countdown for 10 seconds, high knees in and out, leaning back, engaging, push yourself so you get short of breath. Yes, let's go. And here we are, into center, out again. Inhale and exhale. Using your arms, pushing it back, and come again. So you only have 15 seconds. You're gonna inhale, you're gonna exhale. You're just gonna keep moving. I'm here to make sure that you do the best you. 10 seconds. You have 2 minutes recovery in just a few seconds. 3, 2, and walk it out for 2 minutes. Yes. So this was our first out of 5. Ready for round number 2 for the next sprint, and that is gonna be a jump squat touchdown. You're not gonna do anything, just walking around. We're gonna go down, and we're gonna go down and touch the ground in between our feet, and it's gonna be a jump squat. First of all, when we add the jump, we get more affected on our breathing. Second, we get some good works, nutrition for our bones, and that is very important as well. So I do know sometimes it can be a little bit hard regarding our pelvic floor to stay in a wide position. You can always go a little less distance, but do remember, when you have that big distance between your feet, it's much easier to go down into the ground because we're opening up in our hip joint. 1 minute to go. A jump squat is a fantastic way to get short of breath. If you have a hard time doing the jump as well, you can go up on your toes, but try to bring your arms above shoulder level all the way through, so you're kind of adding that on for the jump, instead of the jump, I mean. So 35 seconds before we go to the second sprint. And no, I know sprint can sound a little bit confusing, because you could actually do a sprint on a treadmill, for example, but here we are always focusing on doing exercises that are affecting our breathing in moving in different ways. 15 seconds for that jump squat touchdown. Shoulders are back. Make sure that you're moving in your hip and your knee area. Stay connected here. 5 seconds. Let's get ready. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up here. Bring that buttocks back here. Engaging. Stay up high and keep your chest up. So bring it down, not straight knees. You want to go down, bend in your knees, bend in your hips, pushing it up for final 10 seconds. You have the 2 minutes recovery, so keep going. Engaging, pushing a little bit more. Not able to speak, and do want to have 2 minutes in between. Yes, so when those 30 seconds are left and you feel like, I could go on for 30 seconds more, you need to jump higher, move faster, and push the intensity. So that was the second one of our sprint for today. The next one is going to be a wide leg run. You could bounce in between, but try to do it as close as possible to that exercise so you can get a more smooth transaction from modification to the original exercise. That is a completely fine way to get better and better, just as we can also go with, if it's possible for you to do 10 seconds and you feel like, oh, I'm gonna pee in my pants, then you can do the modification. So all about getting stronger step by step. Look at it as a journey and not a destination. As I also answered one of you with one of your comments, it's perfectly fine to just become stronger and stronger, easy, and don't ever compare your own beginning with somebody's middle. It's a bad thing to compare yourself. I do know that we do it all the time because we are human. We have the ability to compare ourselves, but you know what? Don't go that way. It's much easier to use all your energy in focusing on what you can do, what is best for you. Everybody have their ups and downs. Everybody have something they can do. Everybody have something they are challenged with. So don't compare yourself. If you just started, don't compare to anything else than just getting better for yourself step by step. We are ready. 5 seconds for the wide leg run. 3, 2, and up we go. So this could be a way of doing it, maybe for 10 seconds, or the modification could be like this. So you want to look for yourself, listen to your body, you want to push it as hard as possible. Inhale. So get used to that pushing yourself. Maybe it's possible for the first 10 seconds. Then you need to go a little bit slower, don't mind about it, just doing the best. 5 seconds. Pushing, pushing, pushing. 3, 2, and here we go. Walk it out and just settling in. So some of you might have been working along with me for many months, and some of you have just discovered my channel by listening to Dr. Stacy Sims, all talking about sprinting interval. And I do know, I read the comments on some of her session, and I do know that some of you find it a little bit confusing to do the theory into practice. So that's kind of what this channel is also for. Been doing this for many years, doing interval training in different ways. I still am a sucker for variation, but adding in the sprint because that's what also you are looking for. But please go and have a look at my channel. You can find all different kind of, she also talks about repetition, working like 30 or 45 seconds on the minute, having the 15 seconds in between, all different kind of ways to do Tabata with the 20 seconds on and the 10 seconds in between. So do please remember that I also have actually a video about that, because I sometimes get a lot of questions. Why don't you do always 2 minutes in between for recovery? Because we need again to challenge our body in different ways. So many ways to do interval training. One of the best things for me besides HIIT to stay in shape is high intensity resistance training. You can find lots of different kind of sessions with that as well. So now we are gonna go for a straight arm plank split hop. Oh, forgot about this. So we're gonna go in and out here for this next one. 3, 2, and let's go. You can do jacks on the spot if this is not working for you. You can go in and out here, or you can come up and do this, or maybe with a heel in if you don't found of having your head down, or maybe it's just not working for you. So engaging, inhaling, exhaling, make those feet work as hard as possible. Inhale, and you only have 7 seconds left. Engaging with your core, pushing it, and here we are. Yes, walk it around. And we are getting very close. We've done the high knees in and out. We did the jump squat touchdown. We did the wide leg run. We did the straight arm plank split hop. Now we just have one exercise left, which is gonna be a narrow jump up and down here. In Denmark, we actually call it directly translated from Danish to English is narrow. Sorry, in English I call it narrow jumps. In Danish we would say angel jumps. So just like an angel. I don't know if that has anything to do with an angel, but that one's called for some reason here in Denmark. So 1 minute and 10 seconds before we hit it off with the final one. So what I was about to say just before the sprint is that high intensity resistance training, the HIIT training, where you do the interval with getting short of breath and doing some strength training with the dumbbells. That is one of my favorite things to do, because you do stimulate for the muscle growth, you do get the interval training, you get the jumping part, but what is very important when, for example, we are on a weight journey, that we want to keep our muscle tissue and we want to get rid of the fat tissue. So 30 seconds for that final one, which is going to be the Engle hop or angel hop, or the narrow jumps in English. So 20 seconds for that final one, pushing your buttocks back, touching the ground. If that's not possible, you can go on your knees and do it here, or you can do 10 seconds of each and just mix it up. Chin is in, engaging, final one, 4, 3, 2, and go. Bring it up here. Inhale, exhale. So you're just gonna push all you have here. You have a water break in just a few seconds. Keep going, 20 seconds, and then we're gonna do some glute lower body work and bring it up. 15 seconds. You can do it. Chin is in. Just believe in one more. Keep it going. One more. And only 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, and you did it. Yes, walk it around and then get some water. Yes. So turning this into a 1 minute, 15 seconds for the strength. So you either gonna use the band like this, or I'm gonna pick this one. A little bit easier to come around, and whoops, you get some water. I forgot my water bottle. So we're gonna do 5 exercises, all different, 1 round of each, and we are gonna go in for here we're gonna do hip extension, going back and forth, and try to challenge your knee to stay in a straight line, so we get some balance work as well on the opposite leg. And then we're gonna go 1 minute on the other one. Then we're gonna do some squat, pumping out to the side. We're gonna go for some frog lift, lying on our stomach, moving our feet up, and then finishing off with a glute bridge, where we're gonna push out to that band as well. So now it's 1 minute, 15 seconds in between, 5 exercises, and only 1 round to finish off. Yes, and if you feel like it, you can always do the session, all depending on where you are. If you have some strength training to do tomorrow, you can always go with like 2 more rounds or 1 more round. It's all up to you. Just only for the strength exercises, you should not be able to do the sprint for 2 more rounds. Then you have to push your intensity and don't get into that thing when you are extending your workout period. You're gonna keep it short and efficiently. Yes, 10 seconds. Going with that hip extension, staying on our left leg, right leg back, shoulders down, engaging core, and you want to push it back. So you get a lot of stability training. If it's getting too much and hard to do the exercise, you can always kind of like, maybe you have a wall or a chair or something, you can do a little bit of support. So every time we're lifting that leg up, we're going to squeeze that right leg, squeezing, lifting up. Feel it all the way up here where it is starting from that gluteus maximus. Engaging with your core so you don't do any hyperextension, chin is in, and do the balance work on your standing leg. So pulling it back and do the extension over your right hip. Feel your weight, muscle-mind connection. Squeezing, yes, I can feel it. Back again. 10 seconds, only 1 round. So push it. And 4, 3, 2, and back into standing position. Ready for that opposite leg to pull that back. And we're gonna do that for 1 round in 5 seconds. 4, and bring it back. So all that balance work here. Maybe you, just like me, have a favorite standing leg. It's much easier for me to stand on my right leg, even though I try in my daily life teaching and so on to make sure that I do balance training on both. It's just still my right leg is my favorite leg. Just being focused on that so we get just as much work on our other side. So maybe you have it, or maybe you're just fortunate to have the same balance on both legs. So squeezing, engaging with your core. It can be a good thing also to find a spot you can look at. Make sure that you stay put for the balance on the opposite leg, and squeezing back again, forward, back, forward, inhale, yes. Going in for that squat, so we're gonna stay in a good position between our legs. We're gonna go down as we push our legs out to the side, engaging our gluteus medius. So pushing out to the side, up and squeeze. Pushing out, squeezing, yes. So we're gonna push our buttocks back as we're moving our legs out to the side. So pulling it out and bring it back in again. Opening up so you feel the tightness from your band all the way through. So out to the side, and you can put your hands just in front of your chest, making sure that you don't falling forward. You are just gonna go stay in a straight position. And do remember that final part, squeezing with no pushing forward. 1 round, chin is in. Bring it up. 10 seconds, pushing it into the side. 5 seconds. Squeezing, here we go. Lying down. Exercise number 4 out of 5. Bend your knees up and push it out to the side. 4, 3, 2, and here we are. If this is not working for you, you could repeat the squatting and pushing out to the side. Or you could do a hip extension, alternative between right and left leg. If this is not good for you, pick one of the previously exercises. So as we go up, we're gonna push our knees to the side, lifting up and out so you can feel it in your full glute area. You're gonna connect with your core and your nose is pointing down. Pushing it out to the side. Bring it out, feel your way, feel your glutes. Only 1 round, do remember that, or else I will remind you. 10 seconds. Squeeze. Yes. One final exercise, turn around. And we're gonna do that glute bridge here. Good distance between our feet. Up, pumping, down again. 1 minute. So as we go up, we're gonna scoop and pump and a little bit of extension in our lower back. Pumping out for 2, slowly down. Up, pumping, pumping, down again. Relaxing your shoulders. This is our final exercise. So in the description below, and sometimes in the title, usually I try to fit it in the title of the session, you can see that it says, for example, sit with body weight exercises in the end, full body, shoulder work, upper body, and you can go and look for shoulder work or glute, and you can combine it into your week of workouts, doing different kinds, so you're targeting your full body. And sometimes it's just a full body version, so you could, for example, do a full body in one day, then you could do a upper body focused and a lower body focused session for 2 to 3 times a week with the sprint. Yes. So timer ending here, band off, and of course we're gonna do some stretching. So we're gonna straighten our left leg, put our right leg on top, bring that leg up and lifting ourselves up so we get a good nice stretch in our right glute. If not working, you can go down and do this one instead, just as long as you feel it in your glute muscle. A good nice stretch. So you've been through everything here. You did the sprint with the getting shorter breath, the recovery. You have been jumping in different directions, stimulating your bone tissue, your muscle tissue. You have getting by shorter breath, stimulating to that metabolism, so you are gonna push that fat tissue. Actually, many people think that when we lose weight and it's fat tissue that we're losing fat cells, but we actually just shrinking the fat cells. So yep, opposite here, and moving up or lie down and do it so they don't have a lot of space, but shrinking those cells. So lifting up, and we did the warm-up to get ready, and now we're completing with some stretching. So it can actually be done within approximately half an hour. So you should be able to put in a 24-hour daily rhythm, get some good sleep, get some good nutrition, and try to get out and get fresh air and try to focus on something of the good things in your life, and then you are able to stay happy, healthy, and strong. So I know it makes it sound very easy, and I do know that we don't walk through a worry-free life, but it's all about handling those worries so we get it done, get a plan, get moving on, so we don't use all our energy for our daily life to reach our goals, just sitting and worry about different things that could be solved in few minutes. And pre-framing, I do know that we also have different kind of issues in our life that is not solved within 5 minutes, but those issues we might as well do that with the ones that it actually were possible to solve in a few minutes. That could be calling that friend, or getting that laundry done, all those things that we can use a lot of energy in our mind to get done, but actually it takes a lot shorter to just do it and get going with our day. So yes, me battling around making sure that you get all stretched in the end. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a great and efficient time, and until I see you next time, please share, subscribe, and hit a like, and maybe put a comment. And until I see you, as I said, stay happy, healthy, and strong. Take good care. Bye.